Let's talk about that feeling. You know the one. That deeply uncomfortable, kind of shameful feeling you get right when you're starting something new. Well, today, we're going to grab that feeling, look it right in the eye, and turn it into the single most powerful tool you have for a massive transformation.
So, seriously, have you ever pictured that giant future version of yourself? The one who's confident, successful, has it all figured out, and then looked down at your tiny, pathetic first step and just felt this wave of embarrassment wash over you? Yeah, that's the feeling we're digging into today.
Okay, so let's dive right in. Section 1, the shameful start. We're going to talk about the very real pain of taking what feels like an insufficient first step. Because you know what? Acknowledging that pain is the only way we're ever going to get past it.
And here it is. This is the whole problem, right on the screen. Over on the left, that's reality today. Lifting those tiny 5-pound weights, forcing yourself to study for just 20 minutes, writing one measly paragraph. But on the right, that's the dream. Being an expert, a published author, just crushing it. The gap between those two can feel like a canyon. It's so huge it paralyzes you before you even start.
But here's the big secret. We spend so much energy trying to hide our starting point, right? Pretending we're stronger or smarter than we are. But real power, it isn't about faking it. It's about having the raw, brutal honesty to just say, yep, this is me. This is where I am right now, and this is where I'll begin. That right there is the only starting line that actually exists.
So, that brings us to our second big idea, the greatness myth. You have to understand, we have been completely sold a lie by our culture. We see the highlight reels and think success is some big, dramatic leap. It's not. Nobody, and I mean absolutely nobody, starts off being excellent.
I mean, just look at this story about Jordan Peterson. Back in 1985, the guy weighed only 135 pounds. He went to an exercise class and had to face the public humiliation of being outswum by elderly women. He had to stare his own weakness, his own insufficiency right in the face just to get the ball rolling. That is the price of admission, my friend. That is how you start to slay your dragons.
So, I've got to ask you, straight up, have you built a dragon in your mind that's just too big to fight? Is that gap between who you are now and who you want to be so painfully huge that it just freezes you? Because if it is, that's the trap. So here's the fix. It's not about magically getting stronger overnight. No, it's about making the dragon smaller. You have to scale that goal way, way down. Shrink it to a size that you're actually willing to walk toward. Make that first step so laughably small, so trivial, that you almost can't say no to it. And this idea, this leads us perfectly to the real engine behind all of this. Section 3, the Matthew Principle. This is where we uncover the magic, and I'm using air quotes here, of how those tiny, trivial steps explode into giant futures. It's all about geometric growth.
So what the heck is it? Well, the Matthew Principle basically says that success is not a straight line. It doesn't just add up 1 + 1 + 1. It compounds. It grows geometrically. The simplest way to put it is, to those who have, more will be given. Once you get just a little bit of momentum, that momentum starts creating more momentum faster and faster. And look, this is exactly how it works. See that first bar? Your effort is consistent. You just keep showing up. But that second bar, the early results, they're painfully slow. You can barely see them, and that's where most people quit. But if you can push through that, you hit an inflection point. And then boom, the later results are just explosive. That's compounding in action. You know, what you're really doing in those early, slow, painful days is so critical. You're building something I call built belief. This isn't that fake "I'm a winner" mantra you tell yourself in the mirror. No, this is real. It's an undeniable stack of proof. One workout, one page, one small win at a time that proves to yourself that you're the kind of person who follows through. Which, of course, brings us to the hard part, the practical part. Section 4, your lonely chapter. This is about doing the work that nobody cheers for, the work that no one will ever see. How many times have we told ourselves this? I'll start when I feel ready. I'll do it when the time is right. But this quote is the stone-cold truth. If you wait until you feel 100% ready, you will be waiting for the rest of your life. Readiness doesn't come before you act. Action creates readiness. So you're at a crossroads. It's a fundamental choice. On one side, you've got the noise. Partying, endless scrolling, waiting to be ready, making up excuses. On the other side, you have the lonely chapter. It means you might have to disappear for a bit. You shut out the noise, you put your head down, and you just beat on your craft. You do the boring, repetitive, unglamorous laps. And let me tell you why this matters so much right now, more than ever. We live in a world where average is getting easier and easier to automate. That focused, disciplined work you do in your lonely chapter, that's what makes you remarkable. It's how you become what Seth Godin calls a purple cow. Something so unique, so excellent, the world has no choice but to stop and stare. Okay, let's bring it home. Final section. We're going to make this fast and we're going to make it actionable. Section 5 is called Execute the Day. The theory is over. Your climb starts right now. So I want you to get brutally honest with yourself for a second. Right now. What is that one step? You know what I'm talking about. The one you've been avoiding because it just feels too small, too insignificant, or let's be real, too embarrassing. Get it in your head. Name it. Now, this is your only goal. Forget about the giant future. Forget about being an expert by next month. Your entire world shrinks to this one number, 1%. That's it. Can you be just 1% better than you were yesterday? That is the whole entire game. And here's the last piece of the puzzle. It's time to stop talking. Stop telling your friends your grand plans. Stop planning to make a plan. All of that is just noise. The time for words is over. Don't tell me, don't tell them. Show yourself. Action is the only language that matters. So that's it. That's the command. That's the only thing you need to remember when you're done here. Forget about tomorrow. Forget about next week. Your only job is to win today. 3 words. Execute the day.